are a combination of notes from a scale. So if you're using a C major scale, the chords will use the notes from the C major scale. Basic chords have 3 notes: the root, the third, and the fifth. Still using the C major scale, let's take a look at the C major chord. First we have the C note, which is the root. The root is usually used as the first or lowest note of the chord. It is also the note from which the chord's name is derived. That is to say, a C major chord will have a C root, a D minor chord will have a D root, and an E minor chord would have an E root, and so on. Next we have the third, which is an E note. The way you determine which note is the third is by counting up from the chord's root on the scale that you're using. So using the C major scale, which is what we're using, and the chord's root is C, since the chord is C major, we count up from the C on the C major scale. The C being 1, then D would be 2, and then E would be 3. So there's your third note. Next we have the fifth, which is a G note. Now the way you determine what note is the fifth is, once again, counting up from the root of the chord on the scale that you're using. We're using the C major scale. So you count up from the chord's root. Since it's a C major, we count up from the C note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the fifth note is a G, so we add that to our chord. And we have all 3 of our notes for the chord. We have our root, we have our third, and we have our fifth. And now the full chord. We have the C, which is the root, we have the E, which is the third, and we have the G, which is the fifth. In this particular C major chord shape or voicing, we also have an extra C note, which is the octave to the root. We also have an extra E note, which is the octave to the third. Many chords will have more than one occurrence of particular notes. Also, every chord will have several options for alternative voicings. If you look at the C major chord that we just worked on, you can play it here, you can play it here, and you can play it up here, but it's still the same C major chord. It still contains the same 3 notes, the root, the third, and the fifth, or the C, E, and G note. The only difference is that the notes may change order, they may change occurrences, but it's still the same C major chord. This is why it's important to learn how to construct a chord and also to memorize the notes on the fretboard. This will help to minimize your reliance on chord charts.